It's now my turn.
Close to the Sun is a first-person story-driven horror game. It is set in alternative 19th century in which Nikola Tesla brought on a second age of scientific enlightenment. You play as Rose, a young journalist who steps aboard the Helios, a massive ship that the game is set on. Now, when I say massive, don't think like a cruise ship. Think a city-size ship that has its own passports, okay? Massive. The game starts as you receive a mysterious message from your sister Ada, and when you arrive on the Helios, you find that a quarantine is in effect and the giant ship is deserted. Your goal is simple: find Ada and then escape, but things don't exactly go down that way. Close to the Sun isn't a horror game in the sense that Resident Evil is. I would compare it more to Outlast. There are no weapons and there is no fighting back. When the danger comes, you have to sprint, or should I say lazily jog, away. Storm in a Teacup, the developers of Close to the Sun, have stressed that this game is not a walking simulator. But outside of those chase sequences I mentioned before, the game is really slow. Although you can tell this is a design choice because the slow pace allows you to really enjoy and explore the absolutely beautiful environment. Within my first 45 minutes of gameplay, I already found myself wanting to play more due to the stunning detail and the great voice acting. It is exceptionally easy to get immersed in the atmosphere on the Helios. As you move through the areas, you'll find various notes and newspapers that give you insight to the interesting world that they have created. For example, in the very beginning of the game, not long after you set foot onto Helios, there are notes that state how Nikola Tesla is searching for spies that Thomas Edison sent. As you keep going, you can discover a room with a hidden compartment. When you solve one of the many simple puzzles scattered throughout the game, you open that compartment and see a bunch of tools used for torture. Tesla instructed his guards to find and interrogate possible Edison spies. At another point, you can find a blackboard that shows Tesla has people spying on Edison. And all of that was optional. I could have easily just skipped over all of it, but I'm so glad I didn't. Close to the Sun really rewards players for exploring the environments. Now, unfortunately, not all is well. There are a few problems here that hold back the truly great things underneath. The main issue I have is the length of the game. It only lasts about 6 to 8 hours, and that 8-hour length is if you really explore the environment and see everything that this game has to offer like I did. Another issue I have is the control scheme. Sometimes when I go to open a door, climb a ladder, or squeeze through a small gap, it doesn't register my input. As you can imagine, this is really annoying in the chase sequences I had previously mentioned. The last issue I have is that a lot of the interesting story elements are just skipped over or too quickly answered. I do like how the overall story ends, but it does feel like there will be a DLC or possibly even a sequel to finish off the interesting mysteries that were left unsolved. With all that being said, I still fully recommend you check out Close to the Sun. It is the most interesting game I have played in quite a while.